Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Commissioner Craddock, for that kind introduction. I want you to know that I believe this is the largest crowd we have ever had at this event. More than 1,400 reservations. Can I ask, how many of you are here at this event for the first time? Could I ask you to raise your hand? Wow. We are growing, too. That's amazing. I want to give you a little update. As you know, the Texas legislature met this past spring for their biannual 20-week session, and it was another successful session for pro-life issues. Under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and Speaker Dennis Bonnen, the legislature passed 4 substantial pro-life bills, doubled funding for the state's Alternatives to Abortion program, and continued numerous other pro-life provisions in the General Appropriations Act, the state's 2-year budget. All were priorities of Texas Alliance for Life. I want to just briefly talk about those. First, Senate Bill 22 by Senator Donna Campbell. You met her earlier, from New Braunfels. And Representative Candy Noble. It defunded Planned Parenthood at the local level. Senate Bill 22 bans contracts between political subdivisions, cities, counties, hospital districts, school districts, and abortion providers and their affiliates. Basically, we're just talking about Planned Parenthood. It protects taxpayers from funding the abortion industry. Already, Planned Parenthood has lost more than $1 million in contracts in Travis County alone. Those were through the City of Austin and with the Travis County Hospital Districts, called Central Health. That's just Travis County. Second bill, Senate Bill 24, the Texas Alternatives to Abortion Information Act by Senator Eddie Lucio Jr. You met him already. A Democrat from Brownsville, and Representative Chris Patty from Marshall. The state of Texas has excellent women's right to know brochures with wonderful information about the development of the unborn child. Okay, you may not be familiar with these, but the state of Texas has these, and they are excellent. There's pictures of the development of unborn children at various stages, information about the risks of abortion, about risks of sex trafficking, a county-by-county list of public and private agencies that provide compassionate alternatives to abortion. Okay, now, back in 2003, the legislature passed a bill which requires abortion providers to furnish those brochures to women before the woman consents to an abortion. What does the word furnish mean to you? Well, let me tell you, it means something different to abortion providers who kill babies for a living, okay? Well, we discovered from public information requests that women were not receiving these excellent brochures as the law required. Indeed, the abortion facilities have not been asking for them from the state of Texas. Compared to the 55,000 abortions a year in Texas, only a handful were shipped to abortion providers each year. For example, Whole Women's Health Abortion Facility in McAllen, Texas, the only one in South Texas. They requested 100 brochures a year. So obviously they're not getting to women. Also, Senate Bill 24 requires any phone consultation, which is required between the patient and the physician, to be private, not a conference call with multiple clients, as we have discovered has been going on. Can you imagine? 5, 6 women are on a conference call, the doctor reads a script about the risks of abortion, and that's supposed to be medicine. All of this is now strictly illegal because of Senate Bill 24. Third, the Born Alive Infant Protection Act, House Bill 16 by Representative Jeff Leach. You met him earlier. Representative Leach from Plano, and Senator Lois Kolkhorst from Brenham. This bill protects all babies who survive an abortion by creating civil and criminal penalties for a physician who fails to attempt to save the life of the baby. Can you believe you need a law to make abortion doctors do that? But now we do have a law. Now, during the floor debate on the bill, and it was a tough, long debate, one of the opponents, a representative from Travis County who's a former nurse, claimed that the law is unnecessary. She said live births after abortions never occur, and she said there are other doctors and medical people in the Texas House who can verify that. Well, we know that apparently she was unaware that 3 abortion survivors testified in the committee on behalf of that bill. 7 abortion providers are known to live in Texas and hundreds in the nation. One of those, I want to give a shout out to Claire Caldwell. She grew up in Austin. Her mother, Barbara, is here somewhere. Thank you for raising that child because she's awesome. When Claire turned 21, she had known she was adopted, but she discovered that her mother at 14 had been forced to have an abortion, and Claire survived that abortion. And she now speaks all over the country and in the legislature on behalf of these survivors like herself. During the debate, when this member had said that this never happens and we don't need this law, we just asked, we were sitting up the gallery with Claire, and we said, Claire, would you mind standing, please, so all these 150 members can see you? And she did, and Representative Leach recognized her. So that was just a great day in the legislature. Fourth, the legislature passed a bill to increase the penalty to a felony level for assaulting a pregnant woman. That is House Bill 902 by Representative Brooks Landgraf from Odessa and Senator Joan Huffman from Houston. The legislature also doubled funding for the state's highly successful Alternatives to Abortion program to $80 million a year. It's hard for us to fathom, but just by comparison, when the Trump administration cut off money for Title X money for Planned Parenthood, and actually, while Planned Parenthood magnanimously withdrew from the program because they didn't want to abide by the rules, that amount was $60 million. So Texas is really standing out to protect mothers and unborn babies and provide compassionate alternatives. Commissioner Craddock pointed out that I have been lobbying the Capitol for a long time. It's been more than 30 years. And I've never seen a session accomplish everything we've hoped for. You always come back next session. Now, one bill that was a priority for our organization and others was a trigger ban, a complete ban on abortion, beginning at conception, that goes into effect when the Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade. See, we can't ban abortion now. I know other states, you've seen it happening. Those laws are unfortunately being struck down and enjoined in the federal courts. But when Roe versus Wade is overturned, our law would go into effect. Now, unfortunately, that bill did not get passed. But we will get that trigger ban done next session when the legislature meets in 2021. Well, still, I call this a successful session in my experience when at the end of the 20 weeks, substantial pro-life bills are passed, and my wife, my kids, and my dog still recognize me. And that happened. So let's look at the big picture. Texas has made enormous gains. More people than ever know that the unborn child is a baby. Pro-life education is working. Life-affirming agencies, pregnancy help centers, maternity homes, adoption agencies, Gabriel projects outnumber abortion facilities in Texas by at least 10 to 1. There is more prayer outside abortion facilities than ever before. Abortions in Texas are in steep decline. Now let me explain that. From 2010 to 2017, abortions in Texas have plummeted by 24,000 per year. And we think of where those children born in 2010 and 2011, they're in what, first, second grade now? I mean, it's just incredible, sobering to think. To continue those gains, we have to have more votes on the United States Supreme Court. Votes who are willing to overturn Roe versus Wade. And for that, we must re-elect a pro-life president. Now, am I right about that? Make America pro-life again. And I'm speaking about President Trump. Texas Alliance, if you hadn't guessed. Okay, Texas Alliance for Life is proud to partner with a number of wonderful pro-life organizations: the Texas Catholic Conference of Bishops, the Texas Baptist Christian Life Commission, Texas for Life, 40 Days for Life, Abby Johnson, many other pro-life groups and individuals that help make this happen. Now, I want to wish to thank our Leadership Circle members. And do you mind if I ask you to stand, Leadership Circle members? Can we give them a hand? We cannot thank you enough. The Leadership Circle is the major source of funds for our successful efforts, including the projects Davida mentioned earlier, our lobbying efforts, and our political activity. You need to know that is the principal benefit of being a member of the Leadership Circle. And Leadership Circle members receive a complimentary table for 10 at next year's October dinner, and seats at our quarterly luncheons, always having interesting speakers. For example, August luncheon featured First Lady of Texas, Cecilia Abbott. For any current Leadership Circle member or new member who signs up this evening, I have this free DVD Blu-ray disc for you in the foyer when you leave. Now, you got to be honest, if you sign up tonight, you get one, or if you've been a Leadership Circle member.